Welcome back, traders, to my market outlook on index futures for the week of October 12th. Weekly chart for ES. Last week we had a pretty big down move. This single weekly candle engulfs the previous 4 weeks, negating all of this bullish move. Now we see discount arrays are not being respected. We traded through this wick and closed below this weekly fair value gap. Remember from a few weeks ago, I said I want to see a closure below this fair value gap as my minimum requirement for me to start being bearish and looking for lower targets. Well, we got that. So now I'm looking for sell side below these equal lows as my low hanging fruit. And then should we go lower, I like this low because it's just above this monthly fair value gap. Now, can we reach this target this week? It's a possibility, and I do lean towards that happening. But another possibility, since we just had a sudden drop, is to rebalance some of the inefficiencies here and save these sell side targets for a future week. But either way, I am feeling bearish now. Dropping down to a daily chart for ES, you can see that Friday's down candle, this looks a lot more dramatic than it did on the weekly chart. And this was the first time that we took out a swing low from the previous swing high, meaning this is a proper market structure shift. You can see from before, every time we take out the previous swing high and we drop back down, it never got below the previous swing low. So here we have a significant high, but we didn't go below the previous swing low. So this is the first time that we do have a market structure shift. So I am going to be looking for sell side below these equal lows. This is going to be my low hanging fruit. So now zooming in a little bit, we can see that price did go down below this daily wick. This was the weekly wick. We had a daily fair value gap and a weekly fair value gap. All of these discount arrays are being violated. They're not being respected. So that is why I'm going to be leaning towards the bearish side going into this week. Now, if you go down to a lower time frame, which I'm not going to do, like maybe the hourly chart or the 15-minute chart, there should be a lot of inefficiencies here. So this week could be spent coming back up into some of these inefficiencies and rebalancing them. There's also the possibility of us just continuing this weakness here and going for these relative equal lows right away. Now you can see that this fair value gap here is a little teal color. I'm looking at this as an inversion fair value gap, potentially an inversion fair value gap, because previously we did support it. It was a reclaimed fair value gap, and now that we've closed below it, I'm looking for price to maybe climb up here and then use this fair value gap once again, but this time with an inversion aspect to it, using it as resistance in order to push price down for lower targets. Moving on to Nasdaq on the weekly chart, pretty much the same story with one little bit of difference here. You can see that last week's candle, we did go below this wick. We closed below this fair value gap, but notice that we do have another weekly fair value gap that we're pretty much in it right now. So this is what I'm thinking, right? We could probably use this as support to bounce up, retrace a little bit, but ultimately because of the violation of these other PD arrays, I'm looking for price to drop down lower. And my lower targets for Nasdaq is going to be this swing low here and this swing low down here. Of course, I want to see price just kind of push through these and go for this monthly fair value gap. There's also a little bit of a volume balance here, so it could just take out this low without going to the monthly fair value gap, although I would favor price going into this fair value gap. Now, these two are pretty close, so this could just like break through both of these in one day. But if you look at the prices here, they are about 200 points different here. So maybe we break through one, create equal lows, pull back a little bit, and then break through the second sell side later on. All right, on the daily, you can see multiple discount arrays are not being respected. We have this fair value gap here, not being respected, traded through this daily wick. This daily fair value gap not being respected. The weekly lower wick, we have this weekly fair value gap not being respected. And then right here, we are now in this weekly fair value gap. So if we do get a little bounce here, which fair value gap am I looking for to be used as inversion? Well, we could use this weekly fair value gap. Although since I'm on the daily candle, I kind of want to use a daily fair value gap, and the one I want to pick is this one here. We used it before. You can see that we did trade through it, but look at the bodies are using it as support. We even came down and tapped into it one last time, so a reclaim fair value gap. And then now that we've traded through it, I think we could come back up and use this. It was also lining up with a previous swing low, so we could use this one as an inversion fair value gap. Okay, so I just made that change. I'm looking for this daily fair value gap to be used as inversion, but I'm still going to keep all of these other levels here because any one of them could be used later on as a ceiling. And then I'm looking for price to drop down for this swing low. Just zooming out a bit, you can see we do have somewhat of a relative equal low here. And then going down below here, we do have this swing low and of course the monthly fair value gap. This is where I'm wanting price to come down to before we make another attempt for new all-time highs. Okay, so yeah, I'm stating the obvious this week. Every trader is going to look at the chart and say we're in a bear market now, we're going down lower. But if you paid attention, I gave you specific areas to watch for a turn if we get a bounce, and I gave you specific price targets to aim for. So I hope you find this insightful. Please give this video a like, share with your friends, subscribe, and until I see you next time, safe trading.